What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite, and welcome back to Schoolboy to Superstar with Borussia Dortmund. Today we have the end of season review for the first season and the off-season special. We're going to start with the end of season review. Obviously, we won two trophies, the Champions League and the DFB Pokal. I think it was a very successful season. Most of these signings, Nico we did make, and he only played in the youth team. He barely played for us, but he played all right when he did play. Are those two senior goals or are those two Dortmund 2 goals? Those are Dortmund 2 goals. He only had one appearance, 2 appearances in the cup. Actually, they might have been cup goals. He had 2 goals in the cup. So he made a few appearances for us. Papetti, I think he made a few appearances. Not many. Van de Voort, I don't know if he made a Bundesliga appearance for us. I don't think he did. I don't know if he even made a cup appearance. He might have made a cup appearance. Kacha played a few games. Munio was already made before we got here. Nianzou barely played, but I don't really want to give him a bunch of game time because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him on a permanent. So I don't want to play him over the guys that I already have on permanent deals. But Calafiori had to come in and play quite a bit of football, and he played pretty well. Caio Jorge played pretty well for moments. Hadderin played all right when he came in. And I think Matias Arezzo didn't play at all. Cherki didn't play at all. Araujo didn't play at all. But I'm happy with the guys I was brought in. I think I brought in some very good players for the future. Sales, I don't think I made any sales, did I? No sales. Loans, Mori did well in his loan. That's good to see. He's only the only major loan we had is Mateu Mori, who's probably going to stay at the club next season. I think he's going to have a spot in and around the first team because Piszczek retired, so we need another right back. Look at the season results. They want us to reach the quarterfinal of the Champions League, and we went ahead and won the dang thing. What a performance that was. Erling Haaland, 9 goals, the competition's top goal scorer. For us, that is. Border delighted. Pivotal match is a 1-0 win over Real Madrid. That's the final. So, pretty tough run to the final, too. Real Madrid in our group, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, PSG, and then Real Madrid in the final. We didn't have an easy run to a final. That is about as tough as you can get. And we fought through it. Didn't lose a single game. The only games we had were draws. We had 2 draws in all of those matches. That was a good performance. In the Bundesliga, they want us to qualify for the Champions League. We finished second, so we did what they wanted. Maybe even a little bit better, because that could have been even as far down as 4th. So to get second, I think, is a good result. Only 2 points behind Bayern Munich. Only 2 losses in the season. That one to Bayern Munich really hurt. If we would have won that match, we would have won everything. But we weren't quite that lucky. The DFB Pokal, they wanted us to reach the final. We did, and we won it. Torgan Hazard actually is a top goal scorer for that. 4 goals. That's the only competition he scored in, because he did not score very much in the Bundesliga. In the DFB Pokal, we got destroyed by Bayern Munich, 5-1. That was not one to remember, but we'll have a chance at revenge next season. Moments to remember, our biggest win was a 6-0 win in the DFB Pokal over this club, Eintracht Celle. And then our match to remember is a 4-0 win over Hertha Berlin. That's a pretty good result, too. Hertha weren't great this year, but I still think that's a pretty good result. Goal of the season was Erling Haaland. Dribbled the ball within his own half, scoring a rifled drive, which kept low. Let's see see this goal. I don't know which one it is, the 11th or 42nd minute goal. Start with the 11th minute goal. Rarely do I have the thing where they actually have 2 goals in the same game, so I don't know which one is the actual goal of the season. It looks like it's going to be this one. He picks up the ball in his own half. Just runs. It's an okay goal. It's a good finish. I don't know if it's goal of the season, but reputation looks like it went up from 4.5 to 5 stars. It says the club reputation has not changed, but the stars say differently. Good sponsorship money, good broadcast revenue, decent corporate, really good competition prize money, good match day commercial. We are in a lot of money right now. Merchandising sales, $25 million. 500,000 shirts sold. Haaland, Royce, Brandt, Sancho, and Emre Can, actually. Brandt and Emre Can are kind of surprising. The other 3 are not surprising at all. I'm expecting there might be some Yusufa Moukoko sooner rather than later. How he lined up? Yeah, Delaney, Bellingham, Reina, Royce, Sancho, Haaland, Guerrero, Zagadou, Hummels, Meunier, Berkey. Yeah, that's pretty much our strongest squad. The accolades. I got German Players Manager of the Year. Royce is the fans' player of the season. Young player of the season was Haaland. I think that's fair. Player of the season to Royce. Young player of the season to Haaland. Calafiori, actually, the signing of the season. Yeah, I don't know who else it would have been. He probably played the most of all the youngsters we signed. Goal of the season we saw. Top goal scorer, Erling Haaland, 34 goals. Most assists, Marco Reus, 17 assists at 31 years old. Most player of the match is 11 for Haaland. Highest average rating, 7.3 for Haaland. Passes complete per 90. Actually, our ball-winning midfielder completed the most passes per 90 with 44 passes per 90. Not our not our Mazzalas. We don't have a playmaker, but none of them are Mazzalas, but our ball-winning midfielder. That's weird. Most goals by a player in a match. Thorgan Hazard scored a hat trick. Most assists in the season. Clean sheets, 28 clean sheets. Player of the match is worst discipline, 12 yellows. Youngest player, Yusufa Moukoko, 16 years and 32 days. Fastest goal, Jude Bellingham. And youngest goal scorer, Yusufa Moukoko, 16 years and 72 days. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end-of-season awards ceremony. I'm super happy to win the Champions League and the DFB Pokal in Season 1. That's more than I would have expected. Club vision, they want us to play attacking football, develop players, definitely going to do that. Entertaining football, sign players from domestic rivals, might not do a whole lot of that. Sign players under the age of 23, definitely doing that. Do not sign players over 30, definitely not doing that. Sign German players, I'm going to try. Wants to be the most reputable team in Germany, most reputable team in Europe. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to outdo like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool. Maybe not Arsenal. Biggest team in the world. As the biggest team in the world, I think they've got some lofty expectations. But they only want me to qualify for the Champions League again. So top 4. That's fine. I should easily do that. Now they want me to reach the semifinal of the Champions League, though. They've got a little bit more expectations now that I won it. They want me to win the Bundesliga by 2022 as well. I'll accept that vision. End of season team meeting. I'm not going to say we're going to win the title. Do I say challenge for the title or qualify for the Champions League? The board thinks qualify for the Champions League, so that's what I'm going to go with. That got a good result. It's exactly the result I was after. And reach the final of the Champions League. Latter stages of the Champions League. I want to say final. Discuss some promises. I'm looking to strengthen the midfield. Can I say that? I'm looking to improve the midfield situation. They do not like that. That's about all I'm going to do there. I am looking to bring in a midfielder. They didn't like that, but whatever. Finalize the code of conduct. Get them happy at the end. Our training camp is going to be Austria, Italy, or Australia. I'm going to go to Australia. South Wales, Australia? Or, yeah, Switzerland. Austria, Italy, Switzerland, or Australia? I'm thinking Australia. That's something cool. That's a pretty cool place to go. Let's go to Australia. Let's look at the stats for the season. Team detailed. Possession, we weren't great, but we didn't really try for possession. We were high-tempo game, so 50% is still pretty good for how little we tried. Yellow cards, we were 5th. That's kind of surprising that we didn't have more. Goals, Bayern Munich led with 70. We only had one less. 69 goals compared to Bayern Munich 70. Nice. 5 corner goals. They had one more corner goal than us. Expected goals. We actually had the most expected. So, yeah, Robert Lewandowski is going to get more goals than they expect from him. So that's not too surprising for me. Penalties. We actually had the most penalties, but only scored 3 of our 5. That's not ideal. Completed the most crosses, 303, by 1 over Bayern Munich. Had, like I said, 5 goals from corners. Not bad. Don't have the tallest players either, so that's not too bad. Direct free kicks, we had 1. Indirect free kicks, we had 5. Passes, we are the least amount of passes completed. But we're not looking for short passing. We're not looking for direct either, necessarily. But we're just looking for standard passing, find the best pass, but we're doing it at a high tempo. Clear-cut chances, the second most clear-cut chances. We had the most shots by 8. Most shots on target. One of the best shots on target ratio. Okay conversion rate. We were fouled the most. Dribbles, we were 4th. Conceded. Tied for the least with Bayern Munich. So they had a 1 goal difference advantage over us in the end. They scored 1 more goal and we conceded the exact same amount. That's not two teams fighting for each other the hardest they could. I don't know what is. Conceded 1 goal from corners, none from direct free kicks. 3 from indirect free kicks. That's not ideal. Had the most average attendance, so even more attendance than Bayern Munich had. We had 95% of capacity. Bayern they're also at 95, so our stadium is just bigger. Highest attendance was 81,000. Net transfer spend, we had the most at 53 million. Bayern Munich were right on our tails, though. Salary per annum, we're second by a wide margin, 60 million. Bayern having $60 million more per annum than Dortmund, the second best team. That's kind of ridiculous. Player detailed. Goals, Erling Haaland, top goal scorer by what? 5? 5 more goals. Where's Lewandowski? Did he get injured? Because he's not. I can't believe Lewandowski will get less than 9 goals. Did he get injured? Whoops. He's fit right now. He only made 19 appearances. He scored 7 goals. That's not great. So he did get injured for a bit. Whoops. Expected goals, Erling Haaland. He scored 2 more than expected. That's not too bad. Least average minutes per goal, most shots on target. Marco Reus, second best shots on target percentage. Conversion rate, Youssoufa Moukoko, 30%. Free kick goals, Marco Reus scoring 1. Assists, actually Laszlo Benes led the Bundesliga in assist. Marco Reus only on 7 for the league, and he had like 17 total. So he had 10 in competitions, either the Cup or the Champions League. That's pretty impressive. Guerrero was 6. Gio Reyna was 6. Assists per 90. Marco Reus still up there. Brandt up there. Rafael Guerrero. Key passes, Marco Reus. 119 key passes. That's pretty good for a winger. Most key passes per 90. He's playing as an inverted winger. He's not playing as a playmaker or anything. Clear-cut chances created, Jadon Sancho. We shouldn't be on any of these because we didn't do many passes. Crosses, we had a lot. Marco Reus putting in most of the crosses. Dribbles, do we have anybody? Gio Reyna and Erling Haaland. Dribbles per 90, nobody. Erling Haaland most offside, I'll take it. Who got fouled the most on our team? Erling Haaland, 58 times. Marco Reus, 48 times. Tackles, we won't be on any of those. Conceded, 20 goals conceded for Roman Bürki in 33 appearances. So you pretty much ignore these 2 behind him because they're only on 14 appearances each. So Roman Bürki is the best goalkeeper in the Bundesliga last season. Tied for the most clean sheets with Manuel Neuer. Conceded 0.01 less per 90. He actually had 1 less appearance than Neuer, too. That's pretty good. I'm happy with Roman Bürki. I wasn't sure about him going into the season. Pretty decent save rate, 77%. That's not bad. If you're watching my over-the-top save, or if you watched my over-the-top save, then you'll know where Ederson. You'll know where Ederson fit. Now you know why I was so mad about Ederson. If you watch that series, you'll know why I did not like Ederson, because 77% from our goalkeeper. Their lowest is like 69. Ederson was like 65. He was terrible in that save. Now let's look at the squad. Where I wanted to improve. This is what I think our best first-team squad is. Haaland, Reus, Sancho, Reyna, Bellingham, Delaney, Guerrero, Zagadou. Papetti's going to come into the starting lineup next season. I think he's ready. He's really good physically. He's really improved. He's got 15 heading now. He's not crazy anywhere, really. He's just solid everywhere. But, I mean, if you compare him to Manuel Akanji, there's not much there. Just technically, Kanji's a little bit better. He's got a little bit more pace with 2 more pace and 1 more, or two more pace and 1 less acceleration. Kanji's a little bit better physically, but Papetti's better in the air. There's not much difference there. Papetti is 7 years 7 years younger, so I think I'm going to go Zagadou and Papetti. And I might be selling Mats Hummels. He's valued at 41 million. If we can get 30 for him, I think that'd be good business. He's just too slow now. He was caught out so many times last season that I can't do it. I can't have him on the pitch. He's a liability. He might be very good defensively, but he's a liability, even playing a standard line. So, yeah, I'm going to look for Papetti to be in the starting lineup. Berkey, of course, a goalkeeper. There's going to be some new players on the bench, too. Calafiori's going to come on the bench because I think he's better than Nico Schultz now. If we compare Nico Schultz to Calafiori, like, Schultz is faster, but Calafiori's better almost everywhere else. He's better going forward. I'm not too concerned about the little bit of pace advantage he has. He's very fast, but I'd prefer to go Calafiori. Again, he's, almost 10 years younger. So he's going to go on the bench. Nico's actually going to go on the bench as well to be our second Mizala over, where is he? Mahmoud Dahoud, who played well for us. But if you compare him with Nico, Nico's better. He's better mentally, better defensively, better physically. A little bit worse technicals and attacking, but I'll take that. Like, right now, Dahoud's a little bit better of a passer, I believe. Yeah, a little bit better of a passer. Better work rate, too, but, I mean, it's not significant. He's better technically, but he's not significantly better technically. He's probably not quite as good mentally, and he's not as good physically. So, and again, he's, 6 years older. So, I'm going with the youngsters, bringing them in. Hatteran's going to be a backup right inverted winger. He's going to play inverted winger when he plays there instead of Sancho. Because Thorgan Hazard is just so bad. He was just so bad. I can't see him on the pitch. 6.7 was his final average rating. That's not very good. So Hatteran's going to take there. Yusufa Moukoko as our backup striker. Vandevoort's going to be our backup goalkeeper. I still think Marvin Hitz is a little bit better, but I want to give Vandevoort as much game time as I can. He's 19 years old. He can't play with the under-19s now. And the reserves aren't in a playable league, so they just never ever play games. They only play friendlies, and there was a 5-month stretch where they didn't play a single game. So I need to give them some game time because they're not going to get it in the reserves. Yango's going to be my fourth center back. Kayo's going to be my kind of utility man. Piszczek will be gone. Rainier will be gone. Balerdi I'll probably loan out again. How much potential does he have? None. I might sell him then. Only $7 million. It's not very good, so I might just cash in on him. Hummels I'm going to try to sell. Schmelzer's going to be gone. Morey's going to be on the bench or on the reserves. Hitz will stay. Hazard I'm going to try to sell. Marius Wolf, does he have anything left in him? A little bit of potential. He's valued a decent amount of money right now, though, so I'll probably look to sell Marius Wolf. I mean, he could play on the left-hand side as an inverted winger, but maybe I do keep him because Royce is old. I might just loan him out again. How old is he? 26. He's never going to grow. I'm going to sell Marius Wolf. Schultz is going to stay around. I actually could play Toljan instead of Matteo Morey. And he could play on the left-hand side. So maybe Toljan will be my third right back. Yeah, I'll make Toljan my third right back. I'll loan Morey back out. He's got a little bit of potential, I think. 4-star potential. So I'll loan him back out so he can get plenty of game time. Dahoud I'm going to keep around as a fifth central midfielder. That's the team. So I'm already planning on bringing one player in. I don't know how he's going to fit into this team. I don't know who's going to lose their spot because of him, but I just had to bring him in. If he was available, and he was available for what I think is cheap, I could not bring him in. He is the second best player behind Yusufa Moukoko in this game in terms of potential. That is Eduardo Camavinga. 30 million up front, raising to 60. That's not that much. That was my first offer. They were originally saying they wanted 120 million from my last scout report. 80 to 120 million. So I thought I'd start off cheeky, go with an easy $60 million offer. And they just accepted it. And I rescouted him and they only wanted 40 to 70 million, something like that. So, I mean, that's probably what I would have had to pay for him anyways if I just worked my way there. But yeah, my first offer, they accepted at 60 million. My jaw dropped, but I can't not bring him in for that. He's far too good. He's going to be that defensive midfielder on support. He's going to basically take over from Witsel because Witzel's pretty old. Witsel is 32 years old, so I might even look to sell Witsel. Look to sell Witsel and then bring in... I might do that. Chan's still young, still good. He's a little bit more defensive than Witsel. And I think Camavinga's developed pretty well at Stade Rennais. He's up to 15 passing now, 14 vision, so he's a good playmaker. He's also a really good tackler. But he doesn't do much going forward, doesn't have good finishing, doesn't have good long shots. So as that defensive midfielder, he won't really get forward that much. So I think he'll be a good spot for him. So yeah, I might sell Witsel, I guess. I didn't plan on it, but otherwise, how am I going to get him in this team? So I'm not going to sell Delaney. Delaney was very good last season. He's our best defensive player. He's declining at 29, but what did he play? 7.06. That's pretty good for a ball-winning midfielder. Witzel played a 6.81. That's not very good. If I can get, he's valued at 32. If I can get 25, I'd be happy with 25 million for Axel Witzel, and I could put that money into. I don't know who else I can sign actually. If we look at my short list, look at my 2021 signings. The one I really want is Luka Netz. He's the left back. Obviously, we have Calafiori, but he's got a pretty strong right foot, and he could play right back. So I would probably play him as my right back of the future because it's so hard to find a good right back. There's like no good young right backs out there. So this guy would probably be my right back. He's not as good as Calafiori is right now, but he's German. He's got 5-star potential, but they don't want to sell him. We inquire, they said a high fee. So let's see how high that fee is exactly. We get rid of profit, offer say 11.25. They just decline. So there's 93 million is mostly the money. Yeah. It's probably my 93 million. That's probably their price. So I'm not willing to spend that. I don't have that for one. Musiala would also be nice from Bayern Munich, but because he's German as well. But I don't think they're going to sell him. I don't think Barcelona is going to sell Elias Mariba. Same with Man City for Delap. Bright Area Mabi is another Bayern Munich guy I would really like. Another German. Yusuf Demir. We have plenty of players like that wing, but he's just he's got a lot of potential. He's one of the highest potential players in this game. So I kind of want Yusuf Demir as well, but they don't want to sell him either. So I don't know if I'll be able to bring anyone else in. Pedri is unhappy, so I went for him, but they wanted 140, 160 million, whatever his minimum fee release clause is. 152 million. So I don't think we're going to be able to bring in Pedri. Camavinga is coming in. Yeah, I don't know who else we're going to be able to bring in. So I'm scouting some other players that actually have reasonable max asking prices and everything. I don't know how good they are exactly, though, so I want to get another scout report. Their scout reports are pretty old, and we've grown. We're a better team than when we were, this time last year. So Esposito, another player I'm looking at, but doing another scout report on him. Verts is another player I'm looking at, but I don't know where he'd play for us. I guess he plays as Mazzala. He's pretty dang good, and German. Basically the next Kai Havertz, but they don't want to sell him either. In terms of players I'm looking at, that's most of the players I'm looking at bringing in. If we look at our 2022 signings, there's no really guys here that I feel like are must-buys. I know Shortire has a lot of potential. I'm scouting Burak Ince because I know he has pretty good potential, but I don't know if he's good enough for us. But I know we can get him pretty cheap. Yeah, that's about it. These guys I don't think have much potential, but I still want to scout them a little bit more. I'd really wish some of these Americans would have better potential. I know Cade Cowell is kind of a big guy for the U.S. going forward, but doesn't have much potential in this game. I think that's about it. So now we'll try to do some business. Actually, if I advance one day, I should get the Camavinga contract. Here it is, 92 to 125 million. He wants to be an important player. Also, as interested in Barcelona and Real Madrid. I don't think they put in offers for him yet. If we go to squad player, he does not want that. Okay, I'll just give him what he wants. If he gets upset, he gets upset, but only wants 100. What about 80? And no wage rise after international appearances because you're going to get them. 5 million signing on. I'm fine with that. 300 agent fee. Even numbers. So I have some bonuses in there. Goal bonus he's never going to get because he's barely going to score any goals. So I'll give him a pretty big goal bonus. Let's say 50K. Assist bonus he will get some of, so I'll go 35K for that. Yeah, I think that's the only bonuses I'll add. Still wants 100. What about 85? Still 5, still 300K. Okay, this isn't how negotiations work. When I go up, you have to go down. That's how negotiations work, Eduardo. Actually, Brian has got decent patience, so I can kind of work on him here. And he accepts 90. That's some weird negotiating. 100 million, 80. 100 million, 85. 100 million, 90. Okay. I would have went to 100 million, or 100,000, not 100 million, 100,000. I would have went there if he said no, like nothing else. He wouldn't agree to anything else. I would have gone to 100K. He agrees at 90. I think that's a good deal. I don't know who Carlos Guerrero is. Recruitment analyst. Good deal. So now I'll go forward, see if I can sign anyone else, do some more scouting. I haven't had a wonder kid, like a region wonder kid, come through my scout intake yet, or my scouting reports. So I'm still looking for that. Our finances are very good, 143 million. We ended up last season at like minus 10, 15, 20 million. But a lot of money at the end of the season. The money for winning the league, or finishing second in the league, Champions League money, really boosted up our overall balance. So I'll do some more scouting. I've changed up some of the training on some of our younger players. Look at how many good 5-star potential players are at this club. Gibson, region. Fife, region. Nianzu, Bankovic, region. Namdi Collins, Eichinger, region. Nico, Mbala, region. Cherky, Gittins, Arezzo, Palavan, I think he's a region. Yeah, another region. Bamba, I think, is a real player. Knopf is a real player. Jorge. There's a lot of good young potential players at this club right now. And I'm only going to add more. So, Dortmund 2 doesn't have a lot, but I don't want them to have a lot because they don't play them. Kaltrup is there right now. But I'll try to maybe schedule some Borussia Dortmund 2 matches so I can schedule them myself just so they play. But if I can schedule them, I don't know if I can or not. I've not really been that in-depth into B teams. But all right, I'll kick on now. I'll see you if we have any more information to bring you. If not, I'll just do a little bit of intro a little bit later, but before the season starts. But I'll see you in a little bit. Hopefully I've got more to share. And we are back, and it is July 1st, and we have made some new signings. We have 6 total signings joining the club today. Some of them you knew about, some of them you didn't. The first one you did know about, Damian Canedo. 3.5-star potential, 1.5-star current ability. He came on a free, so he's just a lucky hit. Like, if he turns out good, great. If he doesn't, maybe I can sell him for a profit. He's already valued at 1.4 million. We can make 1.4 million we didn't have before. He's only on 7K a week in terms of wages, so that's nothing. So he's just a good depth player for us. Next one is Enzo Mio. This is one that you didn't know about. 5-star potential, 2-star current ability, and we bought him for 3 million. Transfer details, $3 million. So cheap from AS Monaco. He looks pretty solid right now. Again, 18 years old, so he can be homegrown at club. 5-star potential. Right inverted winger. So great. Yeah, it's just more depth on that wing for us. Another one you did know about, William Boving. Another 1.5-star, 3.5-star potential ability guy on a free. Again, just another lucky hit. If he turns out, he turns out. If not, he's valued at 725, a little bit less than the last guy, but if he reaches his potential, we could sell him on for 10, 20 million. So I think those are good deals. Another one you knew about, Eduardo Camavinga has come in. He's 3-star current ability. It says his best role is Mazzala, but with how much he lacks anything going forward in terms of shooting, like 8 finishing, 8 long shots, I think he's best as a deep lying playmaker, but I think I'm going to play him as a defensive midfielder. He's got decent passing ability. He's got good tackling. He's ridiculous mentals for 18 years old. Really good physicals. And he's got the technicals where he needs them. So he has really good technique too, which is nice. But I think he's going to be really good for us. Again, 18, 5-star potential. He was the most expensive, $60 million, 30 up front, 30 over 3 years. But I think that's a good deal. Sarmiento is another one you didn't know about. We got him for $2.1 million. And he's another 5-star potential player. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. I'm going to trade him on the right to be a right inverted winger. So yeah, just even more depth at that position. At this point, I'm just signing those players because I can, because if we can develop them and make money off of them, if they don't become starters or main backups for us, so it's worth a hit just to see if they can reach their potential. It's so cheap, I couldn't say no. His contract was expiring, but we couldn't sign him just yet. Like, we couldn't sign him on an in contract just yet, so I just bought him for $2.1 million. That's nothing, so I figured I'd just buy him to get him in, make sure he's in time so he's still 18, and make sure he can be homegrown at club, so he's going to be in. And the final one, another one you don't know about, is Carlos Alcaraz, another 18-year-old. This time 4.5-star potential. Midfielder. We don't have a whole lot of midfielders. Obviously, we've got Reyna and Bellingham and Nico, but I felt like we could have another midfielder in this team that has good potential. He looks really solid. He's got really solid mentals. Anticipation's low, but everything else is good. Solid technicals. His physicals are a little disappointing in terms of that love and pace, but he's got gets forward whenever possible. I think he could be a good Mazzala. He's got good finishing. He's got decent long shots. I think he could be a good Mazzala for us. So, again, his was cheap, only $6.75 million. That was his release clause. So I'm pleased to sign them. I'll send them all on intensive language courses. Get people to welcome them. I'm going to do that later. But those are our signings. I don't really think there's anyone else I'm looking at. Like, Ishak, we could have bought him back, but he's 21 years old, so we can't. Actually, could we have signed him? I don't know how long he was at club. I don't know if he could have actually got him homegrown at club. I don't think so. I think he was too old. I think he's too old, so unfortunate. We could have bought him for like $34 million, and I would definitely do that because Alexander Isak is a very good player. So I'd be really happy to have him. But yeah, those are all the signings. Squad, I don't think any of them are coming into the first squad. There have been some sales too. I'm still trying to sell Leonardo Balerdi. He's just got back from his loan, so I'll be trying to offer him out. I had a deal for $10.5 million, but he declined the contract. I've had a lot of that. Players turning down contracts. It's really frustrating. Hummels, I had agreed a deal with Arsenal of like $43 million, which I thought was ridiculous, over his value, but he turned down the contract. And now he won't agree to sign for anyone. Like, no one wants to come in for him because they know he wants $300,000 a week. So I can't get rid of Mats Hummels. There have been a couple players here that have sold. Marius Wolf is another one I want to sell. Offer him out. I think I want to keep everyone else here. Teo Mori, I want to loan out. So let's loan him out. Regular starter. In terms of the players that have left, we look at the transfer history. Axel Witsel has left to go to AC Milan for $24 million. I think that's good money for him. It's around his value. He's an okay player for us, but he was never that good. And he says he's a 4-star player now, which doesn't make much sense because he was a 3-star player when he was here. I don't know how he's suddenly a 4-star player, but I think Camavinga is better, and he's younger, so I think that's some good business. And Torgan Hazard has left to go to Leverkusen, $28 million. He also turned down another deal. It was still only 28, so we still got the same deal for him, but I can't remember who came in for him. Somebody came in for a $28 million offer, and he turned him down. Then I talked him in to go to Bayern Leverkusen, so he has joined Leverkusen. Again, a little bit underneath his value, but that's the most I could get for him. He's a decent player. Like, he looks like he should be really good. He was just bad for us. He was just bad. 6.7 is terrible. So I'm happy to get money for him. We've got a bunch of young players that can take his spot. He wasn't going to be on the bench this season, so I had no reason to keep him. Obviously, I'm still looking to get rid of Balerdi, Hummels, Wolf, loan out Mori, but I don't think I'm going to be bringing anyone else in. If we look at my short list, 2020 signings, I think Talis Magno's 19 now, so this short list can be removed because there are no more 2020 signings. So how do I delete that? I want to also remove you from this short list. How do I delete a short list? Do I do it from here? Load short list. No. Manage short list. There we go. 2020 signings. Delete. So in terms of 2021 signings, again, Luka Nets is a guy I want to go for. But if we go for him, make an offer. Let's offer a big money amount for him. Let's offer $30 million for him. Get rid of that. They're going to come back and say no. $93 million is the amount they want for him. I don't think they'll accept any less. I'll put an offer of $45 million in, see what they say. Musiala, I think the same thing. I don't know if he has a minimum fee release clause. It doesn't look like he does. But they're going to want hundreds of million for him. If I put in a $22.5 million offer, they will say 157. So yeah, I don't think we're going to find an appropriate deal for Jamal Musiala. Right area B, another German that I'd really like to have. Let's go 15. See what they say. They're probably going to say 100 million for him as well. 150 million. So yeah, I don't think we're going to find any more signings. Like Ilaix Maribo, they want his minimum fee release clause, which is like 100 something, 102 million. We don't have that. We still have 87 million after the sales we made. So we've basically been even in our sales and our buys, on our people we bought. So we started with about 87 million, and we still have about 87 million in there. And we even have more wage budget because guys we sold on were on pretty good wages. But yeah, we don't have enough money to get the guys that I really want. Pedri, again, he's no longer unhappy, so they want his minimum fee release clause, which is 152. Let's just make an offer just for shits and giggles. 60 million. Yep. 150 million is his price. Lozic's a guy I don't think I want. He looks decent. He's got 4.5 star potential. 2.5 star current ability. He can play on the wing, can play as striker, but he's fairly consistent. I just really don't like his 9 passing and 7 vision. I like my players to have better passing than that. I want my whole team to have decent passing, and he just doesn't have it. I don't think he's a good signing. But yeah, if I do signing anyone, I'll show you before next episode for the first game of the season, but don't expect anything. I might loan in some of these players just so I can get the loan to buy options on them. Loan them for a couple of years, see if I can buy them at some point. But I don't expect any deals to happen, so that's going to be the squad we're going with. That's going to be the end of the offseason. We're going to play through free friendlies, get to the beginning of the season, then I'll come out. I'll have our next episode, the first game of the season. Actually, we've got a couple big matches up at the beginning of this season. We have the DFL Super Cup, we have the Pokal first round, then we have the UEFA Super Cup. Might do a DFL Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup double header. 2 Super Cups that, do I really care? Not really, but I think it's not something you see very often. You don't get the chance to play in these every day, so Bayern Munich and Man United. So Man United won the Europa League. So I'll come back for that. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.